Hey there! Welcome back to another video in our Portfolio Website Project series. We're on to part 2 now. In this video, we're going to make our website smart. It's like giving it the ability to adjust itself on any screen size. That's a big deal in the world of websites. And guess what? Our journey doesn't end here. In the next video, we're going to keep building cool stuff. We're talking about the About part where we introduce ourselves, showcase of our work in the portfolio section, the awesome services we offer, and some other neat things. So, stay with us. This is what we've accomplished today. Now, let's take a closer look at the website we created in the last video. It's time to make this website responsive for small devices. Let's start by making the hero section responsive. We'll use a media query to apply the necessary changes when the screen size becomes 900 pixels or less. The media query condition will be from 0 pixels to a maximum of 900 pixels, and the code inside this media query will take effect. Firstly, we'll adjust the container by giving it 0 padding for the top and bottom, and 40 pixels padding for the left and right. Once the screen size reaches 900 pixels, the container will have 40 pixels of padding on both sides. Next, we'll target the hero class and give it a height of auto and a padding top of 5 rem. This will create some space from the top of the hero section when the screen size becomes 900 pixels or less. Inside the hero section, there's a content class. Target the content class and use the CSS property flex direction column. To add some spacing between elements, we'll use the gap property and set it to 3 rem. Additionally, we'll set the height to auto and use text align center to center the contents vertically. Copy the above code and paste below. In the HTML, we have a hero main class, so let's copy this class and paste it in the CSS file. But change the flex direction to column reverse. Now, the image will appear above the headings, which looks good. However, the heading and subheading sizes are too large, so let's make them smaller. For the first heading, H2, which is inside the hero text class, set the font size to 1 rem and the font weight to 500. Similarly, copy this code for the H1 element. But set the font size to 2.4 rem and the font weight to 700. The font size of our H2 and H1 headings has been adjusted to be suitable for screens with a width of 900 pixels or less. For the paragraph element, remove the font weight property and set its size to 0.9 rem. Now, let's check the result. When the screen size is 900 pixels or less, all the text should be looking good. Finally, let's style the logos. Select the skills class and set the flex direction property to column and the position property to static. Now, let's add some space between text skills and the logos. Select the alt tag inside the skills class and set the justify content to center and add a margin top of 1.3 rem. With these adjustments, the text and logos should be styled appropriately for small devices, and the website will be responsive and visually appealing. It's time to make the navbar responsive because it's not looking good at the moment. Let's start by making the necessary changes. Add a small comment for the responsive header. First, go back to the HTML file and add 2 images after the nav element, one for the hamburger and one for the cross icon. Create a div with the class name menu icon and place an image tag inside it. Give it the class name hamburger.img. And set the src attribute to the path of the hamburger image. Hamburger width will be 25 pixels. Similarly, add the cross image with the same approach. Copy this line, and change the width to 22 pixels. Change its alt value. Also, change the image path and its class name to cross.img. We have cross and hamburger images in the header. Next, copy the menu icon class from the HTML file and paste it into the CSS file. Additionally, copy another class called cross.img and leave both classes empty for now. We will use it later. Let's make the navbar responsive by using a media query with a condition of max width, 775 pixels. First, select the menu icon class and keep it empty inside the media query. Next, target the alt tag and apply the following CSS properties. Display, flex. Flex direction, column. Position, absolute. When the screen size is 900 pixels or less, our menu links are displayed vertically. For sizes greater than 900 pixels, they appear horizontally. Let's apply other properties. Top, 70 pixels. Left, 0. Background, text color, it's a white background color. Width, 100%. The menu is currently positioned behind the image. To bring it to the forefront, apply a z-index property of 1. Since the links are not visible, let's change their color. Select the anchor tags and give them a black color. Links are visible now. But these are on the right side. Let's center it and add some spacing. Now, let's style the list items. Copy it and paste it above. Apply some properties such as margin top, 5 pixels. Margin bottom, 5 pixels. Text align, center. Padding, 0. Great! The menu is looking perfect. Now, let's add some JavaScript code for the menu functionality. Go back to the HTML file and add an onClick function to the menu icon. The function name will be menu toggle. Also, add an ID to the alt tag, and the ID will be menu items. With this setup, we can now write the JavaScript code for the menu functionality to toggle its visibility when the menu icon is clicked. Before the closing body tag, we can write JavaScript. In the script tag, we can write JavaScript code. Let's start by creating a variable called menuItems. Select the ID using document.getElementById. This will get the element with the ID menuItems. We previously gave the menu element this ID, so we can copy it and paste it here. Next, we'll create another variable called hamburger.img. Select the class using the document query selector. This will get the element with the class. Go above here, we added 2 images, so let's copy the class name hamburger.img and paste it here. That selects the hamburger.img class. Now, copy this line and paste it below, then change the variable name to cross.img, along with updating the class name accordingly. To initially hide the menu, we'll set the max height style of menu items to 0px. This means our menu will not be displayed, and it will only be shown when someone clicks on the hamburger button. We should create a function that handles both the opening and closing of the menu. Write the word function to create the function. The name of the function will be menu toggle. Go to above and copy this menu toggle function name. Paste it below. Inside the function, we'll use an if statement. We can copy the code from the previous and paste it inside the if statement. But remove the semicolon. Within the if condition, we will use the double equal sign. When the screen size is 900 or less, menu appears permanently. To make the menu initially disappear, open CSS file. Set its display property to none outside the media query. Then, inside the media query, set it to display block. If the menu height is 0 or the menu is not displayed, the code inside this if statement will execute. Let's paste it again, and this time, we'll change its height to 200 pixels. However, when we click on the hamburger, it should disappear and the cross icon should appear. To achieve this, we'll set the hamburger ing style display to none. Upon clicking the hamburger icon, the menu becomes visible, but the cross icon does not currently appear. The cross icon's display can be achieved using just a single line of code. And the display style of cross ing to inline block. It works just for one-time click. Now, let's copy this code and paste it below for the else part. In the else part, we'll change the height back to 0 to hide the menu again. Additionally, the cross image will have a display of none, and the hamburger image will have a display of inline block. Now, it's working perfectly. But one issue, after closing the menu, you'll notice that the links remain visible. The word services is visible in the image. Now, come to the CSS file. In all, take property overflow hidden. It's all good now, no problems. The menu pops up fast. To make it open more smoothly, just add another transition of 0.7 seconds. This will give a nice smooth slide-in effect for the menu from the top. With this setup, we can check if everything is working correctly. And yes, it's working properly now. For the 775 pixel screen, we need to adjust the width and height of the hero image. Select the image tag that is inside the hero container, specifically the one inside the hero image class. Set its width to 250 pixels and height to 250 pixels. To ensure that the image smoothly reduces in size when the screen size becomes 775 pixels, we'll add a transition property. Add the transition property with a duration of 0.7 seconds and the ease in out timing function. This will make the image size reduction smooth and gradual as you decrease the size of the page. Next, let's make the buttons smaller. Select the button elements and set the padding to 5 pixels for the top and bottom, and 8 pixels for the left and right. Additionally, decrease the font size to 13 pixels. Button size decreases on screen smaller than 775 pixels. Alright, for a much smaller screen size of 500 pixels, we'll make some changes to improve the design. First, let's change the font size of the logo to 15 pixels and set the font weight to 600. Next, let's reduce the size of the hero image. The width and height of the image will be 180 pixels for 500 screen sizes. Copy the transition property from above and paste it here. Image size will decrease for small screens, for 500 or less than 500. We also need to adjust the heading H1 size. For 500 pixels, the font size should be 1.5 rem and the font weight 700. Now, copy the heading 1 code and paste it for the paragraph element. Font size for paragraph element will be 0.7 rem. With these changes, everything should be looking good for the 500 pixel screen size. However, there is still more space around the buttons that needs to be fixed. Set the margin to 0 for all sides of the buttons to reduce the extra spacing. Upon reducing the screen size, a problem arises. The hamburger icon shifts to the left, causing an imbalance in the website's layout. This issue is linked to the logos positioned at the bottom of the page. To address this, scroll upwards and duplicate the provided code. Paste this code within the final media query section. Proceed to eliminate all properties except for the gap property. Additionally, exclude the cursor, pointer declaration and set the width to 25 pixels. Maintain a gap of 1 rem between the logos. Following these adjustments, our website's appearance is notably improved, with all elements now in their correct positions. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to click the bell icon so you'll be notified when I release new videos.